What's the best advice you've ever received for making a sandwich better? Today's comment. The letter J is not in any name of an element. Wrap it up tightly. This is especially true of hot sandwiches, but it has a noticeable impact on cold sandwiches too. Just a piece of wax paper, butcher paper or even tin foil. Wrap it tight, let it sit for at least a minute, and your entire sandwich experience will be elevated. Subway tips, tricks, and hacks. If you toast your sandwich, try toasting it with onions, green peppers, and oil on it before adding other veggies. It sautés these veggies, adding extra flavor. Try a line of Chipotle Southwest sauce with your next order, even if you get other sauces. It's not spicy like RedditJar or buffalo, but adds a kick that pairs well with the BMT or steak and cheese. The best times to get fresh bread are between the lunch and dinner rushes, 1ish to 5ish. Most stores won't make bread until lunch starts, as they have to use the bread left over from the night before, and most stores will overmake bread for dinner, so they can clean the oven/proofer earlier. Ask your sandwich artist's opinion on what you want. They've seen it all, and most are happy to share a new spin on your sandwich sauce. I'm an ex-sandwich artist. Roasted peppers make all meat sandwiches better. Roasted hot peppers. Roasted hot cherry peppers. Every component of the sandwich should be good enough to eat on its own. Don't be scared. Homey butter and toast that bread/bagel/English muffin. Add some olive oil to that shredded lettuce. Pinch of salt and pepper on them sliced tomatoes. Add garlic to your mayonnaise. Add mayonnaise to your sandwich. Avocados. What? You wanted to lose weight or something? Oh please. Edit. Hot damn. Some mid-ass mouth-a-fuka got me juicy. Thanks for the gold. I'll add my ensablado recipe to this post. Mad love. Lem hit you with another guy, this shit is gonna spaz you out for real. You listening? Get a small red onion ready and cut that in half. Then cut that shit thin. I don't know if that's against the grain, but what you want is thin halfrings. Film. Put that shit in a bowl. Sprinkle a pinch of some salt, pour some olive oil to get it wet, and then squeeze the juice of a small lime. Mix that shit up. Wait about 30 minutes. The mixture should be pink and wet. I mean juicy baby. It should look vulgar. My bro film. PP poppin' wheelers film. This is gonna be the game changer for your ham and cheese sandwich. Peace. Olive oil to my lettuce? You just opened up a whole new world to me. Pesto. Totally agree. Sun-dried tomato pesto as a mayo substitute is a game changer. Why not both? Pesto mayo is a game changer too. Have someone else make it, if possible. Seriously. There was a study or something, no, I don't have the source, that proved that sandwiches taste better when someone else makes them, because you're not smelling all the ingredients and becoming desensitized to them, or something to that effect. This is amazing. I had no idea I wasn't alone. I've long said my favorite sandwich is one someone else makes it, not because I'm lazy or I like other people working for me. The sandwich is genuinely more enjoyable for me when someone else makes it. I make a lot of grilled sandwiches, and for years I would butter the bread with a knife before putting it in the hot pan. When the butter was cold, that is super annoying to do. And then I realized, WTF, why am I doing this? Just put a pad of butter in the hot pan, and as soon as it melts, drop the sandwich on it. It's the same fucking thing without the hassle or risk of tearing your bread up. Also sprinkle a little garlic powder on the melted butter right before dropping the sandwich in is usually a given. /r/put an egg in it. I can finally be with my people. Thank you. I never really received it, but learned it over the years. Never let the meat on the sandwich lie flat. Get thin cut slices at the deli and crumple them up on your sandwich. It makes your sandwich look much larger, but also makes it so that when bite into your sandwich, you are more likely to be tasting the meat. The meat will have a ton more surface area, so more likely to hit your taste receptors. If you don't do this, the meat is essentially compacted together, and you don't really get any difference when you bite into 3 slices or 5 slices. Also, if you don't do it, then you are more tempted to load up with too much meat and wind up throwing off the balance. The one exception to this is probably for Italian style / sausage type meats. Those won't generally crumple well. For the Italian style meats, loosely folding thin slices over on themselves seems to work alright. At any rate, it's better than having it lie flat. Lightly toast the bread and smoothly eat it and firmly grasp it. Put 2 slices of bread into one toaster slot. That only one side of each slice toasts, leaving the outside of your sandwich crispy and the inside soft. Most toasters have a Bagel setting that only toasts one side anyway. What kind of fancy ass toaster do you have? I've never even seen that. And get lightly toasted yourself before you eat it. That's how I accidentally discovered using the Bagel setting works great. Edit. I was toasted and accidentally hit the Bagel button. Didn't want to wait for the other side to toast. Put the toasted side on the inside. You still get the crunch and none of the crumbs. Edit. Some people say your non-Bagel function toaster can possibly fit 2 pieces of bread in one slot to get an identical outcome, possibly without jamming and burning your kitchen. Worth a shot. Yo, game changer. As a food production worker, the way I make the sandies are as follow. Bread, cheese, 4 slice of meat folded over, ham, turkey, roast beef ECT, 2 slice fresh sliced tomato, green leaf. To cover the bread area, place into packaging with a mayo packet and mustard packet label and send it to the store. I also like to talk to the food, telling it how happy they are going to make someone. Get compliments on my work every day, and I just think to self, I just made a flipping sandwich. I went to culinary school to make sandwiches, seriously FML. When making a peanut butter and jelly, especially when packing for lunch, spread a light layer of peanut butter on the side the jelly will go on. This prevents the jelly from bleeding through the bread. That is a great tip. People don't put peanut butter on both sides. I thought it was normal. Been making double peanut butter jelly sandwiches my whole life. Last weekend I made my friend's daughter a PB&J that she said was the best she's ever had. I told her that's because she has terrible parents. They both glared at me. Here's the process. Get 3 slices of white bread out. Put one in the toaster and toast it. Now put jelly / jam / preserves on one side of each of the remaining slices. I prefer strawberry jam, but you do you. Now rinse off the knife. People who do the PB first are just giving themselves a more complicated cleanup. Jam rinses right off. Put a liberal amount of peanut butter on one side of the toast. 2:1 PB to J ratio. Put this on top of one of the jam slices. Put another liberal amount of peanut butter on the other side of the toast. Put the remaining jam slice on top. Boom. Double-decker PB&J with a crunch in the middle and slightly melty peanut butter. Another trick is that you can use natural peanut butter since there's plenty of sugar in the jam already. Drink milk with it. Just ate this. Money. Salt and pepper the tomato. Put a light coat of butter on the bread. Sprinkle with garlic and Parmesan cheese and toasted grate pepper. And in my sleep deprived state I read this as making a sandwich feel better and had so many questions. Why are the sandwiches sad? What can I do to make them feel better? Talk to your sandwich to make them feel appreciated. Let them know that they are loved and that you love the way they fit in your mouth. This is confirmed to work on men too. A little pepper. Just one. Jangle the tomatoes. Set the onion to 350. I can hear his extremely soothing voice in my ears right now. You mean the onio on for Hunio? The first step towards making a great sandwich is starting with a great foundation. Bread is the foundation of a sandwich. Therefore, great bread is the first step towards a great sandwich. If you find bread that you can eat with just a nice smear of butter on it, anything else you throw on it will be great. The Dutch Crunch bread is 10 out of 10. I work in a sandwich shop. Popular choice with customers is smoked salmon and cream cheese with a little bit of horseradish and gherkins if you like. A lot of people think it's weird until they try it. Easily became one of our best sellers. Cream cheese with sweet chili or sriracha is the one. Add a bit of ham and some gherkins and you're golden. Don't put your tomatoes on the bread, it'll make it soggy. Protect with some leaves. Spring onions or jalapenos melted into cheese is such a game changer. If you've got a flavorsome meat like pastrami, it is sometimes worth using a more simpler bread, such as white for the simplest example, so the flavor of the meat is brought out. However, if I were making a pastrami sandwich, I'd use light rye over wholemeal but white bread over granary. To spread your mayo and mustard on the bread better and more evenly, rotate the slice and spread, then rotate again until back to the first. Cut your sandwich into triangles and be gentle. Let the knife do the work. Don't put pressure into your sandwich and squish it and tear it apart. Meat on the bottom, then cheese, then salad. Exception when salads go with meat, gherkins, sometimes jalapenos, sauerkraut even. Mustard with meat, mayo with salad. Tomato based sauces with cheese are great. Tomato relish, ketchup, etc. Swiss cheese with beef, always. Cinnamon and raisin bagels go well with savory fillings. Tuna and cranberry is very popular. Don't forget to pepper your salads, specifically tomatoes. For Italian combos, warm the hero bread. Use balsamic vinegar instead of red vinegar. Throw on some fresh basil leaves over the tomatoes. Sprinkle with a good grated Parmesan Reggiano cheese and oregano. Oh yeah, some banana peppers or sweet red peppers is fucking great on top also. If I'm making it at home, I also like to put on real mozzarella instead of provolone sometimes. Be right over. You have a message from the sandwich man. Like and sub for nothing.